within his group. He still had to do that, and that's obviously, you know, part of a skill set of a coach being able to do that. So it's just a little bit of from Sophie Jollett about her research on the coach-athlete relationship. She has written extensively on it and defined it as a social situation based on interpersonal and independent thoughts, feelings and behaviours of both the coach and the athlete. Termed as the 4 C's, the model by Jollett and Shamungan, is it? Shamungan, is that how it's pronounced? Shamungan. Described the operational relationship. The 4 key areas were closeness, commitment, complementariat, and co-orientation. Alright, so closeness reflects interpersonal feelings of coaches and athletes that are largely encapsulated in an effective bond through mutual respect, trust, appreciation, and liking for one another. Commitment reflects interpersonal thoughts of coaches, athletes, of maintaining a close as opposed to distant, detached, unfriendly relationship over time despite the ups and downs. So there's always that aspect of, you know, respect. Complementary reflects coaches and athletes and the personal behaviours of leadership. Reciprocal, complement and cooperation, correspondent. It's a bit of a tongue twister. Speaking on that and thinking about that, you could probably say is how each of them, their behaviours complement, you know, their working relationship. You know, the ups and downs of the day-to-day demands of what it is, you know, they want to achieve and they're aiming to achieve, which is obviously the end goal. Co-orientation reflects coaches and athletes' level of interdependence in terms of similarity and understanding concerning their views of the quality of their relationship. It's for that one, I would say independence. There's almost a reliance. Okay, you know, the coach needs the athlete, and the athlete needs the coach in terms of, you know, their dependence on each other. So she has put this down to these 4 C's in terms of how it works between the coach and athlete relationship. So group task, okay, in 2s or 3s. So we've got groups of 2s. If you just want to stay in the same groups, we've got a couple of want to discuss and determine an outcome for each coach-athlete relationship. 3 minutes max on each question, and then we'll discuss after. So the first one is an athlete in your program fails to follow team procedures. Having been briefed on health and safety grounds about the importance of such team protocols, what do you do as the coach? A senior athlete is failing to make the performance criteria of your team due to career commitments. How do you manage and decide upon it all for all concerned, the athlete, the team, and your criteria? You have to select a relay team to be competitive, but your top athlete is not trained at the required level despite multiple warnings of deselection and fair play to the other team members. As a head coach, what do you do about the final relay selection? So what I want you to do in your groups of 2, okay, is just to draw a scenario for each of those different scenarios, okay, and then we'll have a quick chat about it, and we'll basically draw on experiences of what happened in those 3 scenarios to see, you know, are they aligned or are they different, as the case might be, in terms of how you as a coach deal with your relationship with your athlete or athletes. Alright, so we've got the big sheets there, Robin?
No, they're all good.
Alright, so So 2 of you want to come over here, 2 of you down here, 2 of you over there. Alright, so we'll go 3 minutes, so we started from now. Okay, started from now, just 3 minutes in each question. Alright, I'll just give you the heads up how you can move on. So what would you do as a coach? Alright, or maybe you have done as a coach in terms of working with those scenarios. It can be very, try to be brief, guys, alright, because, you know. You might have 2 different answers, which is fine as well. Really? Seriously? Is that even with the last time?
Yeah, I struggled. Pearse music.
down to 2 minutes, guys. All right.
Those things are simple. We're supposed to take. And see that.
Okay, guys, I've got 2 minutes left. Sorry to push you on this. 2 minutes in total. All right, last 60. Last 60. Okay, guys. Sorry. He's all right there now, yeah? Yeah, he's good to go. Okay. All right. So, question one: after in your program fails to follow team procedures and has been briefed on health and safety grounds about the importance of such team protocols, what do you do as lead coach?
We said you find out, you need to talk to them, find out why, and then depending on what the reason is, it could be you might have to discipline them, or it could be that you need to go about the health and safety stuff with them again. But it's all going to depend on
The
what the
context.
reason is.
Yeah. Okay.
We've said to avoid making an example of them just straight off the bat. Organise a team refresher course for the protocols, obtain the team buy-in, all together, monitor the progress, and then if there's any exceptions, handle them on the ball, and then take that, so it's a continuous sort of cycle of keeping the protocols up to date.
Okay. Okay. Good.
We kind of relate to like a child situation. We would say, has he done once or has he done several times? Obviously, the child might not be happy, and why is he not happy? city or other kids at risk, or is it just themselves?
Yeah.
And how great.
Well, I probably didn't mention that this was in a competition. This was in a competition environment that all this happened. So would that change your perspective on it in terms of your answer?
Shouldn't do.
Not really, no.
Well, you would be happy enough.
I'm not saying it wouldn't,
Right.
but I don't think it should.
I would hope that when you reach that stage of a competitive environment,
Yeah.
everybody should be on the same hymn sheet anyway.
Yeah.
So they should be well aware of the consequences, and if you have to take action at that, at that stage, because you're dealing with, as you say, you're maybe dealing with a squad of 20, 30 people.
Yeah.
So you've 29 other people to think about,
Yeah.
and making sure that their performance isn't impacted by one. So if you have to just remove that person from the scenario.
Yeah.
Severity and risk.
Severity and risk.
Go back to your health safety. Well, how severe was it? Like if they moved the health, or if they moved the wet floor sign to the other side,
Yeah.
no, or have they pressed the fire alarm? So
Yeah.
you can get.
Yeah, they disappeared.
Mm.
That's what they did. You just couldn't find them. Okay, number two, senior athlete is failing to make the performance criteria of your team due to the career commitments. How do you manage and decide upon, how do you decide upon it for all concerned, the athlete, the team, and your criteria?
We sort of went from the approach of what was their commitment when they joined up, what have they promised to commit to, but then again that becomes difficult because if they get a change of job while they're there, so we thought we'd maybe throw this one back at the team and see what the team's environment and what they felt about the situation and make them meet the criteria.
Okay.
Was sort of the approach we went for.
We sort of went for a cutthroat approach in this one. We just said set them down and ask them and support them in that and see what way would be the right path for everybody, the best decision, and just respect each other in their decision making.
Okay. What happens if they didn't agree with it?
Well, the thing is to put it on them, because it's very much their scenario. So it's saying we empathise with your position and your job and everything, but this is the level that's required. So how can we support you? To get to that level or to meet the requirement. And if you can't and then it's on them. They have to take action to make changes to, get to the standard.
Yeah.
And if whatever their decisions are, if you're asking them how you can support them, follow through
Yeah.
on whatever you've said that
Yeah,
you'll
what
do
you've
to
agreed.
support them.
Yeah.
Or if they say that they can't make it, you have to support them in that decision as well, whether that's stepping down a level, in competition, or,
Yeah.
you just have to follow through.
Okay. Good.
He says, meet to discuss, find out the issues, develop a way, agree a way of incorporating them while considering the issues that they're posed, and then probably need to have some sort of team meeting to explain either A, that they're leaving, or B, that they're getting special circumstances and why.
Okay. Good stuff. Alright, the third one is you have to select a relay team to be competitive, but your top athlete is not training at the required level despite multiple warnings of deselection. And fair play to the other team members. As a head coach, what do you do about the final relay selection? Start with you guys.
Well, it's a relay, so you've got much more to consider than, just one individual performance. So you said you would have to have you'd have to communicate that with this individual. You'd have to highlight that it's a relay performance and not just their individual. Focus on your best available. I mean, you've said there, despite multiple warnings.
Yeah.
So you're at the point where you're making a decision, and you're focusing on your best team performance that you have available to you at that moment, but also then communicating with the individual that there is a timeline that you can set where they can be considered for reselection if they meet the required standard or the requirements that you're setting. And again, it falls back on the team ethos.